To say welcome to the program Integrity Watch. Integrity Watch is a 1-hour radio program brought to you by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It runs from 11 to 12 noon and is relayed on Prime FM 105.5 FM in Monrovia. It is the primary radio-based communication and information dissemination platform of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It is a key advocacy tool that provides essential information around the fight against corruption, national integrity building efforts, as well as promotes the culture of accountability, transparency, integrity, and evidence-based decision-making across all sectors of Liberia. Under CENTAL's National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program funded by the government and people of Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency, or SIDA, the radio program serves as an advocacy, coordination, and engagement platform that rallies citizens and others to support for the fight against corruption and bad governance. As part of this program, CENTAL has established the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center known as ALAC. The ALAC is an independent platform that enables citizens to freely report and seek redress to corruption and other integrity-related issues. At ALAC, there are a team of professionals, including lawyers, who are ready and waiting to provide redress to whatever complaints you may file. So we encourage our citizens to report issues about corruption. As we have always said, the fight against corruption involves every one of us. It requires us putting our hands together and reporting corruption wherever and however it occurs. So let us join the fight against corruption by reporting corruption today. So we have different services that you can take advantage of. We have walk-in service. So CENTAL is located just opposite the John F. Kennedy Medical Center in CENTAL on 22nd Street, just opposite JFK, like I said, and just come upstairs. The building just opposite JFK, come upstairs, and then we will report issues about corruption to our advocacy and legal advice team members. Or you better still want to link up with us on Facebook. The Facebook address is CENTAL ALAC. Or you have the internet, you want to send an email. The email address is alac@cental.org.lr. It's alac@cental.org.lr. So we'll also encourage you to, we have the short code number that you can call to report issues about corruption. So we announce the number later on during the course of this program. So the number you can call both GSMs. So if you're using Lone Star, no worries. If you're using Orange, no worries. You can call and it's free of charge. So It's toll free. You can call at any time, and you have somebody to respond and give you address. However, we will encourage our citizens to kindly call when there is need and when necessary. If you are calling, have basic facts so that you can provide to the hotline operator. So the hotline operator will receive your call, document your call, and gather all of the facts and be able to follow up when it is generated and it comes up into issues. Those issues are, processed, and then later on go into a case, and then the case is forwarded to the relevant institutions of concern. So we encourage you to kindly be able to record, to call and report issues with little bit of facts so that the investigators or those who are receiving a call can have a lead to be able to send us documents for people to follow. So as part of this partnership, like we said, we've built this partnership and then we are in collaboration with different anti-graft institutions and civil society organizations. So as part of the effort, we've said to the LACC that we are going to avail our platform to the LACC. So the LACC is the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. That is the institution tasked with investigation and prosecuting cases of corruption, as well as creating awareness against the effects of corruption. So we have collaborated with the LACC and to provide information about LACC hotline service. So the LACC does have a hotline service that you can take advantage of to report issues about corruption. So if you see corruption and you are witness corruption anywhere and you want to report to the LACC directly, you can call the hotline number. So they got a short code number that you can call, or 4048. That's for LACC. If you want to report issues about corruption to LACC, that is the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. So the other number again, these are all toll-free numbers. So the other number, 0555, that is 0555 39 57 28. 0555 39 57 28. That's the number, one of the numbers you can contact the LACC on. And the other number, 0776 6000 50. 0776 6000, that is 603 times and 50. So those are the numbers you can call to contact the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission to report issues about corruption. So like I said, we're going to announce the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center number later on during the course of this program. So discussion on this platform are very civil and informative. So guests appearing on this platform, they are guarded against that. So we have zero tolerance on the use of invectives and denigrating comments. So we don't allow our guests to just rain invectives on this platform. So today is Thursday, September the 23rd, 2021, and this edition is going to be playing host to the program manager of the program manager at CENTAL. So he is actually Gerald the Yeakula. He's going to be our guest online this morning, and we're going to be talking about the compendium. The CENTAL recently launched a compendium of statutes. So those who are viewing, we want you to look here. We compiled all of the laws, all the anti-graft laws. So laws concerning LACC, GAC, FIU, all the different anti-graft institutions, all of the laws concerning those institutions, the acts that created them, and all of those things, they are compiled into a single book. So this book is the handbook on anti-corruption laws. So it has been compiled and it was launched. So today, the men who led the process to have this book compiled and to reach to the point to where it is now, Attorney Gerald D. Yeakula is going to be our guest online during the course of the, and we'll join him later on so that we can talk more about the compendium. So the compendium, like I said, comprises of all the different anti-graft laws. They have been placed into a single space that you can just go, researchers can just go on, what is online. It's available online. You can go online and you can access the different law just in a single space. Before, unlike now, people, before you access these laws, you have to go get the other one, go to the LACC website, get their law, go to the other website, get those who are available online now. There are some that are not available online, that's fact. But others are available online. You have to go to all of the different search engines to be able to get these laws. But now you just go in a single space and you have all of the laws coming at once, and you can just go to which one you want. You go there and access and do your research. So those are things, that's what CENTAL has done. And thanks to the government and people of Sweden for the support, and we're able to do this and succeed in compiling these laws. So we're going to be talking about the compendium this morning, and we'll be joining Gerald later on during the course of the program. However, before we go to that segment of our program, let us go to the next segment of our program, rather, which is little things that matter. So on the little things that matter, we want to talk about the high level of criminalities that are going on in the country, especially on the main streets of Monrovia. Every morning, when just take up time, get on Broad Street. I'm not saying anywhere else, on Broad Street. Group of criminals, they will group themselves right on Broad and Johnson. That's one point. Broad and Macklin Street is another point. These guys, they will group themselves and come on the main street. Now they will reach right to the traffic light on Broad and Johnson Street. That's where they are gathered. They are usually gathered in the morning. They gather there and they will forcefully open car doors and put their hands into the car and take off things. They walk while people are standing and witnessing them as though they are watching movies. It has happened on several occasions. This morning, I nearly jumped out of the car that I was in. Because the guys stole from the guy, and this driver got out of his car. They had his phone, and the person who was just in front of the car that I was in had his phone and shoved it in his clothes. And then they picking up rocks and taking off sticks, to put fear in it, and everyone else just standing up and looking at them. This is serious. Most of the time, these things happen when the police are stationed right there. So this morning, the guy ran to the police officer that was staying up and told him, "Are you seeing what's happening?" It was at that time, the other drivers who were, the other cars, by that time, the guys had reached already to Lane Street. They were just going down Lane Street with, and people started making a team as though they were going after them. No, they couldn't go after them again because they had already gone a distance from them, but they were right there and standing up in group. Nobody could go there to them to engage them. I mean, this is fearful. We cannot have our streets. We can mitigate these things. We know about these guys, their criminal activity. We know about these things happening in the streets of our, in our different street corners, especially on Broad Street. I mean, we have people on Broad Street victimizing people like that. They just break into people's cars and just open it up and just take anything that they lay their hands on, and nothing happens to them. How do we mitigate these kind of things? There is another spot. The black market is right on Carey Street. Carey and Girl Street intersection. The black market is right there. Our officials and state actors, they see these things happening every day and nobody taking action. When do we put in place mechanism to save our people from being victimized on these kind of things? People are a group of men, people just standing up every morning, from morning to night. They are standing up right there and they're putting their agents into the field to go and steal people's phones, steal people's assets, and take it to them for sale. And people go there and buy things from those people, those guys who are sitting right there. Our security actors need to take action. This is seriously hampering the movement of our people. Criminals cannot be getting in the streets broad day and hijacking people in the street on a broad daylight. This is so it's becoming unbecoming. Our security forces need to take action now. Our people are being victimized every day, every morning. There is never a morning that you will come on Broad Street and you don't see those guys there. There is never a morning. I live across the bridge. Every morning you come on Broad Street, those guys they are grouped right there. Police right there and directing traffic, and nobody cares about it. But the victimizing people, people are falling prey to their criminalities. We need to take action. We need to take action against those people, those criminals, and we need to take action against the market. The market. They have the black market right on Carey Street. And that place has been there for year in, year out. People are just grouped right over there and buying and selling stolen items. If you want a phone, just go there, ask anybody what type of phone you want. They tell you somebody in 1 hour. They send the agents into the field and go and steal somebody's phone and they bring it to you to sell. This is wrong. We need to get rid of those people who are gathered over there. They are the ones who are encouraging people to go and be stealing people things and taking it to them for sale. And we need to also discourage those guys from ganging up on the streets and harassing, hijacking our people on a broad daylight. This is wrong. You need to take action. The police need to be very proactive in making sure that lives and properties are protected. So the lives that you're supposed to protect, these are the people who are the taxpayers who are supposed to be paying taxes. They are the ones who are being robbed on a daily basis. We need to take action now. Thank you very much. I mean, those are things we wanted to talk about this morning. And we'll just flip over this one before we go for our break to join our guests. We want to talk about the Ministry of Foreign Affairs again. Drawing the press's attention to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is in crisis. Mr. President, you need to put some time and listen to what's happening at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Foreign Ministry is a very, very key ministry under your government. That ministry cannot be, into crisis as it is now, and then we just allow it to be. It's lingering for so long. It's getting deeper from my understanding. The situation at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is getting deeper. We need to take action and make sure that whoever is responsible for that, let them be held accountable. Let them be held accountable for their actions. We cannot have such a strategic ministry under your administration to be into crisis. And how are they steering the affairs, the diplomatic affairs of our country? I mean, Your Excellency, you need to just go downstairs or call those who are concerned, call all of the people, the parties concerned, and listen to them and take action. Take action. Whoever responsible. They're trading allegations against each other. The deputy minister, the minister, and all of those people trading allegations. I mean, how can they work when they cannot agree? They are not agreeing with each other. How would they work together? So you need to investigate to know who's responsible and let that person go. No friendship business in administration. Whoever is responsible for the crisis, let that person go. Thank you. Those things, that's what we wanted to bring to your attention this morning. So like we said, we're going to our technicians. We'll take a break for technical reasons, and then when we come back, we will join our guests to begin the program. Let's take a break. A book that was compiled containing anti-corruption statutes. So anti-corruption handbook, that's what we're going to be talking about this morning. So we have now available is Attorney Gerald D. Yeakula. Attorney Yeakula, welcome to the program.
So, and
Gerald, good
hello.
morning and welcome to the program Interpreter Watch.
Good morning, Sam. It's a pleasure to join you this morning. I see you in your cozy studio.
Thank you ever so much. Okay, how are you and how's the family doing today?
Yeah, family is good. Left them good home, but now it's about work.
Okay. All right. Let's lay the basis. What brought about the compilation of anti-corruption statutes? Why did CENTAL decide to, compile these statutes and into a handbook? Why?
Okay, thank you. So, I think one of the objectives or of that work is to say how far have we come in the area of anti-corruption. Many times when people say, "Oh, we have gaps in our laws, there's corruption in the country," so one of the thinking behind that compilation, behind that work, is to say, well, we have things to use to fight corruption in this country, and so if we have these tools to use, which are the laws, then can we have them somewhere so we see which laws they are? So that's why we see the compilation coming up. And so some of the real objectives of that compilation is to have laws easily accessible to citizens so that citizens can, whether you are a researcher, whether you are a civil society activist, whether you are even a practitioner in the anti-corruption space, whether you're working with as an investigator with the LSCC, you know where to go to find the laws. I can tell you quite frankly that our laws are scattered. There's a process of lawmaking that has to do with codification. and that process has really not been coming forth in recent years. The Ministry of Justice is supposed to have all of the laws, printed and codified and printed in the one document once they are published, but is hardly happening. So because of that, many of our laws are scattered. So at CENTAL, we say, well, we need to be able to get these laws to the people. The laws are not to be made to be on the shelves or in the minister's office. It has to be accessible so anybody in the market, in the school can be able to read and say, oh, this thing happened. This is against the law. And so for us, it is a very key initiative to make the laws accessible. I think in that book, we have like 21 laws in the book. And as we say, like I heard you say statutes, and the reason why we call it statutes is because these are the laws that were made by the legislature. There are other laws in the country that border anti-corruption. Some of them were made by the agencies concerned, but we said no, we're not going to deal with the ones that are made by the government agencies or maybe the ones that were passed on by the Supreme Court. But those key ones that were passed by the legislature are the ones that were captured in the book.
Okay. So let's what are the key laws, if be some of the key things that were captured in the book? What are the different places that you were able to gather those laws to be compiled? What are they?
Oh yes, the key laws in the book, we have laws created. So in fact, what we did was to have the book divided into sections. So we looked at laws that deal with the issue of citizen participation. We looked at laws that have to do with investigation and prosecution. So the laws creating the Anti-Corruption Commission, for example, we look at laws that do with procurement and audit. So what is the Procurement and Concession Act? What is the Internal Audit Agency Act? We look at good governance laws, laws around the what is the Social Development Fund, what is the Local Government Act, what is, so we have 21 of them that we took and compiled in that book. And interestingly, some of them were online. And I can say one of the challenges that people face in doing research has been that most of the documents that you may even find online are scanned copies. So if you're already looking to already use the works substantively, it's going to be difficult. So with this book now, we're able to take those scanned copies and have them transcribed in such a way that those you can easily work with those documents. In fact, some of those scanned copies were not even clear enough, so now you can read the laws very clearly. And we have hard copies we are printing also, so that means you can also have access to a hard copy document if you want, and you also have it online. So people who have online access again at all times, be able to access the law. So these are the different laws we have in the book. Whereas the laws on mutual legal assistance that gives Liberia the right to request assistance with any country where it has similar agreement to extradite people. So you still from Liberia, you went to another country and Liberia has that agreement. The law says that you can bring it back home to be able to account. The code of conduct, of course, is in the law that talks about how public officials are supposed to behave. You're not supposed to act in a way that represents conflict of interest. So all of the laws are going around with conflict of interest. All of these things are in the code of conduct law. Financial Intelligence Unit Act that looks at money laundering, terrorist financing, and says, look, if a person is bringing money to the bank has a duty to ensure that that person who is bringing money to the bank actually is bringing that money because they work for the money. And it's not because it's some drugs money or it's some suspicious money or product or proceed from corruption. So all of these fine laws, we have them on a book to be able to ensure that there is probity as it relates to governance in the country.
Thank you. Okay, so these are all good intent by CENTAL to ensure that and they try to complement efforts by of the Ministry of Justice, like you said. How is the partners, stakeholders, meaning the anti-graft institutions, the government in general, how were they supportive in this process? Are they supporting you in this process? Did they support you rather in this process? And what's the relationship like right now, especially regarding this?
I can say clearly that we received massive support. In fact, once we told our partners that were embarking upon this journey, it was very welcomed. I know, for example, we work very closely with the Law Reform Commission. The chair of the commission was very supportive in getting this book the way it is. In fact, if you see in the book, he did a foreword of the book, talking about how corruption is a very big problem in the country. In fact, one of the things we did with the book after we compiled the book, well, we did not just have it released. We had a validation session where we brought people together, including people who work in government, to come and look at the book and tell us whether we have all the laws in the book that relate to anti-corruption, or whether the book was properly, proceeding, whether the writers who were doing the book, whether they were actually the right things to do. And they provided the feedback, and the feedback was very well accepted, and it helped us to improve the book. And so we're very glad that we have a final copy of the book out for people to be able to use.
Okay, you have 21 laws that you were able to have access to have it compiled. My concern now is, will there be time for amendment in case of new laws or additional laws that will be found in maybe in the future or in the near future? So?
Yes, in fact, we have those plans and to revise the book. And so once we begin those plans, this will be the first edition, and then the next one you see will be the second edition. So we realize and we know, of course, that laws are amended over time. So we have plans to ensure that this book can be updated as soon as we have new laws coming in. For example, the president has submitted almost like 4 bills to the legislature. So
Mhm.
hopefully, if those bills get passed, there will be a need to have them included in the next version. What is a bill that will give the LSCC power to directly prosecute? What is the whistleblower protection bill? What is the witness protection bill? Or the FIU bill? All of these bills have been submitted. So once they get passed, our center will look to ensure that we can add them to the book, and so that the book can reflect the current laws in the country.
Great, great, great. That's a very great initiative. Trying to complement the effort of the government of Liberia as civil society organization like CENTAL, and trying to make sure that these books, these laws are compiled and placed into a single space that people can have access to. And those are things that we're talking about this morning. So on the line is Attorney Gerald the Yeakula. So we want to have, create little room for our whether they can participate in the program now with daily basis as we continue the discussion. So we want to open the lines. If you can be on the line a little while, so that we can open the lines for our callers. We're going to halfway mark of the program already. So we can open the lines for our callers to participate on the program if you don't mind. Gerald, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Gerald?
I'm here.
Okay, so like we said, if you don't mind, we want to, since we're going to pass halfway of the program, we want to open the lines for our callers to see whether they can participate and make their input on the program. We're talking about the compilation of anti-corruption statutes in Liberia. Now you have it in support of the government of Liberia's effort. That should have been done under the law by the Ministry of Justice, like our guest said. But there are computing priorities of government. So these things may not be, part of the things that should be. But then civil society organizations can come in and step in and say, yes, since it's supposed to be done, it's not. Maybe we can assist in that light. And I think and saw it very needful that we're supposed to do this, and that has happened. And he said there will be amendment along the way. The other laws, the other bills that are currently before the legislature, when they are passed, there will be amendment. There are other future laws that will be passed, and they are going to be amended along the way. So let's open lines for our callers to participate on the program. If you want to be live on the program, you can call 0779 0000691 0779 0000691 0779 000, that is 000691. That's the call to be live on the program. Gerald, before our callers start to call in, are there plans to have these laws given to the different partners, even though it's online, they can have access to it? But are there plans to distribute on to partners? And also, added to that, there are also plans for maybe simplification of the law in a way. Gerald, are you?
Oh, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you now.
Yes. No, I'm saying that's a good question. But I must say that this is a very expensive venture. So we are looking to ways to make it more accessible, but we are getting a few copies, maybe 150 or so, that we can share in strategic places of partners. So, for example, with the different anti-corruption institutions, with various attire centers and civil society organizations. But of course, the copies are limited, so we'll not be able to cover everyone. So, and that's the reason why the online version is important, because of the online version, that means once you have access to the internet, you can get it. As it relates to the simplification, like I told you, with the kind of validation and the validation process, um, looked at the work we're doing and provided feedback. As part of the feedback they provided was, because this is a law, it is important that anything we are doing with the law should be like as exact as in the law. We shouldn't do any modifications to the law. So because of that, we have only done a section. So in the book we look at the first section there called the overview section. That is where we try to explain, what the law say, what this law is about. It doesn't look at the general provisions of the law, but it just says what the law is about. And so there's a possibility that a particular section on the overview, we can be able to explain it in simple English to say what the law is about so citizens can know. But as the full content of the laws is not going to be possible, because we've been warned by lawyers and all that. Any change to the law that is not as exact enough, that results out of our attempt to translate the law or simplify the law, will be a very big blunder, because we'll be misinterpreting the law, and that is not advisable. So for us, we may look into simplifying the overview we have done, just so citizens can know which laws exist and what these laws can talk about. But when it comes to the full extent of the law, we're not going to touch it.
Okay. All right. So let's also try to understand. You talk about it being expensive. It's a very expensive to make sure that to have the number of copies that you may want. However, if maybe there are partners who want to collaborate with you to have this printer in large quantity, are there room for collaboration in that light?
Well, yes, we highly welcome that. In fact, we are very open to partners who see this as a very good initiative and want to come and contribute. At CENTAL, will be very, because for us, it's about the message going across. It's about people getting informed about the laws that are on the books, so that they can hold their leaders accountable, so that there can be actions against corruption. So yes, we'll be very supportive and very open, welcoming to people who will come in to buttress our efforts.
All right. You listen to the program Integrity Watch. It's a 1-hour radio program brought to you by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It is aired every Thursday on ECOWAS Radio 91.5 FM and is relayed on Prime FM 105.5 FM. If you want to participate on the program, the number to call to be live at program 0779 0000691. That's 0779 0000691. That's the number to call to be live on the program. 0779 00691. We have our first caller on the line. It's ECOWAS Radio, sorry. Welcome. Let's hear you. Your name. Hezekiah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. And let me just say this, that I would appreciate time, and I've been following time when it comes to the will Africans in Liberia. And you see Liberia is a country that has one of the best law in the world. The happy is that in implementation, they should feature themselves at the foundation of the law that we did. Can you imagine? We have those anti-graft institutions that have been organized to fight against corruption cases, or the case of LACC, GAC, these are anti-graft institutions that were set by the government to prosecute, to investigate, to audit. But a couple of days ago, government officials were pointing out LCC. A director in the president's office was accused of $5 million bribery case. Instead of this policy to be turned over to the LCC for investigation, we realized that this individual was turned over to a legal department of the president. So if we were turned over a person that was accused of bribery case to the legal department, the question is, what counts the function of the LCC? Right? So we appreciate the violation of those laws. So thank you so much.
Okay. So I think he's making a comment, complimenting, trying to attack CENTAL. Thank you for the work so far, but saying these laws, they are good laws on the book, but the implementation of these laws are there. The problems are, and like he mentioned, he gave an example of the case involving Madam Keita in the president's office, rather than the LSCC. Talking about undermining the work of the LSCC and the integrity institution. That's what I'm talking about. We have another caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, the caller is off the line. Gerald, did you hear him? I think he was basically trying to, appreciate the work that we do and trying to, talk about implementation of laws, even though, you're talking about implementation of laws.
Yes, and the caller is quite right. And yesterday when we had this conversation about this show, you were talking about the state of corruption report, and I told you we'll save it for later. But yes, those are things that, of course, we're going to be flagging in our state of corruption report that is coming up anytime soon. And the thing about having laws, and again, the president has submitted new bills to the legislature to give power here and there. Those, are one thing, but there has to be, considered actions to fight corruption in this country. And that's the point that the caller is making, because we have laws on the books. Even the president is trying to send these new laws to amend here and there. But we already have existing laws, and that's one of our points. And so the laws that you have in the book in front of you, Sam, if we are really using those laws properly, we'll make serious progress to fight against corruption. So I agree with the caller. I mean, his points are very valid, that we need to do more to ensure that we don't just have things on the paper because we want to pass benchmarks, whether it's a Millennium Challenge Corporation benchmark, so we can get some $1 million here, so we can pass the laws, so the national committee can say we're fighting corruption. By the end of the day, we're not serious about fighting corruption. I agree so wholeheartedly that we are not really implementing the laws we have on our books.
The number to call to be live on the program is 0779 00069. Excuse me. 0779 0000691. 0779 0000691. And we have a caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. Please. Abraham. Okay, we lost the caller. And alternatively, if you want to participate and you have a Lone Star, you can call the Lone Star number 0886 474563, 0886 474563, and the orange line 0779 0000691. Those are the numbers to call to be live on the program, and we're talking about the compilation of anti-corruption statutes in Liberia. So right now we have a caller on the line. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from? Okay, we talked the compilation of laws and anti-corruption laws. So rather than you searching the different engines, go to the other search engine, look for this other law and that other law. CENTAL, with support from the government of Sweden, has made it very simple to make that. I think we got a caller on this line. Let's see who is here. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, we have another caller on it. Okay, that caller gone off the line. So we're talking about the compiled laws. We have the different statutes. So the Financial Intelligence Unit, the law. Good morning. Please lower the volume of the radio and let's have this conversation. Your name and where you calling from? Yes, loud and clear. Where are you calling from? Your name?
I'm Michael. I'm calling from Banjo. So we just back home.
Okay, Mr. Golafale, let's hear you.
Yeah, people are discussing one is interesting as it relates to our country. When it comes to discussing law in the country, it should be applied across the board. You can't say the law will be specific to a certain group of people. Yeah. Everybody should conform to the law. Then that is it. Because you talk about fighting corruption, it comes from the head to the feet. You can't say about dealing with specific people and then you attempt other people. You know what I'm speaking of?
Yeah, Mr. Golafale.
Want to fight corruption, you should do it across the board.
Holistically, Mr. Golafale, this morning, actually, we are talking. Yeah, thank you. Your points are well noted. We're talking specifically about the compiled CENTAL, the Center for Transparency and Accountability, compiled the different anti-graft laws. So all of the laws, instead of going to different places to gather them, you have in one space that you can just have it and have access to it. So if those who are witnessing online, I have it right in my hand, so you can just see, just go there in the book form. So all of the laws are there. So that we're talking about this morning. And the man who led the process is the program manager at CENTAL, and he's the one who's our guest this morning. We're talking about, we're having a conversation. Thank you. Okay, we have another caller on the line. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from? Lower the volume of your radio and let's have the conversation together.
Yeah, my name is Steve from Jakarta.
Steve, let's hear you.
Yeah, making a law and implementing a law and practicing a law is a different thing. When you make a law,
Steve,
not implement it, not practice, that means that law is not a law.
Great, Steve. Just lower the volume of the radio and then we'll hear you clearly. There's feedback.
Yeah, are you hearing me now?
Better, let's hear you.
Okay. You make a law, you implement it, you could not practice it. That is not a law.
All right. Thank you. So,
Yeah, when you make a law, you got to practice it. You got to implement it in a way that people, you start from the government. That is where you start implementing that law, and that is where you have to practice that law before the other people.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Steve. Your points are well noted. Steve is talking about implementation of the law, like the first caller said, or Boren said, the implementation of the law is where the problem is. And Steve is equally talking about the same thing, that we should make sure that laws that we compile or we have on the books, they are implemented so the voters and without selection or whatever signs of selection. Gerald, are you there?
Yes. Yeah. So Steve follows in the light of the previous caller, and I think they're all right. That the laws on the book need to be implemented, and that's why CENTAL will have a very key role to play as civil society organizations, because in a sense we are watchdogs, and so we are supposed to be looking and see what is happening to catalog which laws are being violated, which laws are being implemented. So I think, like I said earlier, we're going to inform the public very soon about our assessment on this. Maybe somewhere around next week or so, we'll be releasing a report that will actually look in detail to see what efforts have been made to fight corruption in Nigeria. Is corruption a very major issue in the country? In fact, I must say that with that report, we also talk to citizens, ordinary citizens, to get their opinion on corruption in the country. And we also talk to experts and people working in anti-corruption space. We'll also find out the media. So I think that report is going to bring out some of the issues. And with that, it is for us to continue to engage to see how we can make some efforts to improve the anti-corruption regime.
This call. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kesari Bolivar in the Zota country. I followed the platform this morning. They request an effort. The center is who failed too many of us, besides the issue of the one-term code, we believe that is a prerequisite if anti-graft laws can be complied and implemented to ensure accountability and transparency as the issue of insurance for every fund or whatever. So, she has thought to ask, what is the leadership we have answered that? Is it on an e-portal stuff or is it in where you can people witnessing your language? I'm not seeing you on like in a book or is it a book or freedom of information app? Do we have access? How do we have access? Is it on the internet or where? This is my concern.
All right, okay. Thank you, Ambassador. So your concern is going to be addressed very soon. Jeremy, okay, we have another call on the line there. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, my name is
Okay, Miller, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. What I do is very unique. Talking about corruption.
Mm-hmm.
The problem will have at least a sense of interest for the issue. But in every country, you can only make the law.
Miller, are you there? Okay, I think Miller gone off the line. So, Gerald, the callers are concerned about accessibility. Where can they access the law? Do we have it online now? Can you speak to that?
Yes, we have it on our website. Anti-corruption compendium. If you go on our website, you go to documents, you go to publications. You are going to see this report, this anti-corruption compendium. So our website is www.cental.org.lr. Once you get on our website, there's a section on our website there called publications. Once you go there, you are going to find this compendium for your use. So yes, it is online. I know this. The link to the particular link was posted earlier on our page. So in case you follow our page, you can also go there and you'll see it. But I think also we can at CENTAL, as this show is going on now, and as is expressing concern, I think it will be good if Mark can also put it, say, on the Facebook page, right under this podcast, so the callers can have easy access to the book.
All right. So, Ambassador, you got it there. You can just go to www.cental.org.lr. So it's cental.org.lr. We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Are you there? I'm not sure that call is ready. So you can log on to www.cental.org.lr so that you can, then when you log in, you will go to publications. And right now, our technicians are trying to make that is placed right under this podcast so that you can have access to it. So you don't need to go, hurt your head to look this way, look that way. Just go to Facebook right now, go to Integrity TV and look under the podcast, and you'll be able to access this. Go to have the link and have access to the law. So, like Gerald said, they are going to have copies distributed rather, but not in large quantity. So there are room for collaborations to make sure that we can have as much copies as possible, so we can collaborate with institutions that are waiting for us to work together to have it printed in large quantity so that we can distribute it for people to have access to it all over the country. But as it is now, we have limited copies. We're going to have limited copies, but you can have access to it online. So the number to call to be live on the program again is 0779 0000691, 0779 0000691, or 0886 47 45 63, 0886 47 45 63. Let's hear. Let's have your view on this topic this morning. 07790000691 And if you are viewing us live on our Integrity TV page, you can leave your comments and we're going to read out your comments. So the link to the compendium is already on our under this podcast. So you can just go there and have access to it. So the number to call to be live on program 0779 0000691 0886474563. We have a caller on this line. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. Come again?
I'm calling Gando.
You are calling from Ganta?
Yeah, I'm calling from Gando.
And let's hear you. My God. 0886474563 and 0779 0000691. Those are the numbers to call to be live on the Gerald. Excuse me. You've been talking about you've highlighted this on 2 occasions now on the show. I think you can just give a highlight about this report that's coming up. What is it about? Just briefly, without going into the nitty-gritty of the report. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from? Moses, let's hear you. Okay, Moses is off the line. Yes, Gerald, let's play. Okay, wait a minute. We have a call on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, let's hear your name and where are you calling from?
This is Chakra. I from County.
Okay, the Cooper, let's hear you.
Yeah, let me just thank you to the studio discussion and also to the host.
Okay.
When it comes to corruption in our country, corruption is systemic, it is institutionalized in Liberia. Even the laws we make are somehow corrupt. Because you see, how can you make a law that you know that is not implementable? What I have not seen, I think that the minister about the Decent Work Act. The government passed a Decent Work Act that says that minimum wage as finance 50% in the formal sector and 50% in the informal sector per day. So I think that why is it that the government is not implementing the Decent Work Act for all employees across the length and breadth of this nation? The minister said if the government implements the Decent Work Act, the government will need up to $120 million per year to implement the Decent Work Act. Why should you people keep making laws that you know that are not implemented? That is corruption by itself.
Okay.
If you want to fool the international community that democracy thing, you are tenants of democracy, or you are fool yourself. Because I really say it is better to be governed by the best law than to be governed by the best man. And when it comes to the law is an actionable commodity.
Okay.
And you feel like very good at book.
All right.
The labor law, decent law, educational law, but they're not implementing these laws.
Okay, Charles. Okay, Charles. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Thank you. Tom has called with us. Let's just get a few words from our guests so that we can. Gerald, let's get. Maybe you can just end on that on the issue about the.
Yeah. So next week we hope to be releasing what we call the State of Corruption report. In that report, we were able to talk to citizens on their views about corruption and also ask people. So please watch out for the report. And I want to say a very big thank you to Sam for hosting me. We need to continuously have these discussions to continue to send the message and drive the point through that there's no place for corruption in Liberia. Corruption is a major problem facing this country, and the only way we can succeed as a country will be to be able to stamp out corruption. So I think we are doing well as a country, that we are getting up, standing up, and doing different things around corruption. But more needs to be done, especially from the angle of citizens and government, to ensure that we can be able to press the button for more to happen. So thank you very much for the show.
Thank you ever so much. That's the voice of Attorney Gerald D. Yeakula. He is the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. He has been our guest today on the Watch Radio program. The number to call to contact our ALAC program 4432 to report issues about corruption and integrity related. My name is Sam Zota. I'm the Media and Communications Officer at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. My colleague Mark Bondau has been behind the camera, making sure our visibility goes beyond the studio on Integrity TV. Next, we're going to be here next week with another edition of the program. Goodbye.